Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into the extraordinary story of Soichiro Honda, a man who, with little formal education and an insatiable curiosity, built a global empire from the ground up. He wasn't just a businessman. He was a brilliant engineer and a visionary who believed that the power of dreams could transform the world. His journey from a humble blacksmith's son to the founder of one of the world's leading automobile manufacturers is a testament to the power of innovation, perseverance, and a deep-seated passion for technology. Chapter 1. The Blacksmith's Dream. In 1906, in a small rural village in Japan, a son was born to a blacksmith who would one day revolutionize the world. Soichiro Honda's father, Gihei, hammered metal in his tiny forge, dreaming that his boy might escape the limitations of their humble life. Young Soichiro grew up surrounded by the smell of hot iron and the rhythmic pounding of his father's hammer. But, unlike other children who might have been intimidated by the harsh sounds of metalworking, Soichiro was fascinated. He would watch for hours as his father shaped raw metal into useful tools, learning that with enough heat, pressure, and patience, even the hardest materials could be transformed into something beautiful and functional. This early exposure to craftsmanship would plant the seeds of engineering genius that would later bloom into one of the most successful automotive empires in history. The blacksmith's son was destined for greatness, though no one could have imagined just how far his dreams would take him. Chapter 2. The Bicycle Mechanic's Awakening. At age 15, Soichiro Honda left his village for Tokyo, carrying nothing but his father's work ethic and an insatiable curiosity about mechanical things. He found work at Art Shakai, an automobile repair shop, where he encountered his first car engines. While other apprentices swept floors and ran errands, Honda dismantled every machine he could get his hands on, studying how pistons moved, how gears meshed, and how fuel became motion. His boss initially thought he was destructive, but soon realized that Honda had an extraordinary gift for understanding mechanical systems. Honda didn't just repair engines, he reimagined them. He would lie awake at night, visualizing improvements and modifications that could make machines run smoother, faster, and more efficiently. This period was crucial in shaping his engineering philosophy. Never accept that something can't be improved. The young mechanic was developing the mindset that would eventually challenge established automotive giants and win. His hands were getting dirty, but his mind was reaching for the stars. Chapter 3. The piston ring revelation. In 1937, Honda made a discovery that would change his life forever. While working on engines, he became obsessed with piston rings, the small but critical components that sealed the combustion chamber. Existing rings were inefficient, causing engines to lose power and burn oil. Honda saw an opportunity that others had missed. He started his own company, Tokai Saiki, dedicated to manufacturing superior piston rings. But success didn't come easily. His first attempts were failures: rings that cracked under pressure, designs that didn't fit properly, materials that couldn't withstand the heat. Traditional manufacturers laughed at the blacksmith's son, who dared to think he could improve upon their established methods. Honda refused to give up. He studied metallurgy, experimented with different alloys, and tested countless prototypes. Finally, he created a piston ring that was not only better than existing designs, but revolutionary in its efficiency. Toyota became his first major customer, and Honda learned a crucial lesson. Innovation requires persistence, and the market rewards those who solve real problems with superior solutions. Chapter 4. War, Loss, and Resilience. World War II tested Honda's resilience like nothing before. His piston ring factory was forced to produce military components, and he watched helplessly as American bombers destroyed years of hard work in a matter of hours. The earthquake that followed the war's end seemed like the final blow, reducing his rebuilt facility to rubble once again. Most entrepreneurs would have surrendered, but Honda saw opportunity in devastation. Japan was in ruins, but people still needed transportation. Gasoline was scarce, but Honda noticed that surplus military engines were available everywhere. He bought these small engines, attached them to bicycles, and created motorized transport for a population desperate for mobility. These crude motorbikes were loud, smoky, and unreliable, but they worked. Honda had discovered his true calling, not just making parts for other people's machines, but creating complete vehicles that served real human needs. The war had destroyed his factories, but it had revealed his destiny. Sometimes, the greatest disasters lead to the most important discoveries. Chapter 5: The Honda Motor Company Birth. In 1948, with post-war Japan struggling to rebuild, Honda founded Honda Motor Company with his brilliant engineer partner, Takeo Fujisawa. Honda would handle the technical side, while Fujisawa managed business operations of partnerships that would prove legendary. Their first real motorcycle, the Dream Type D, represented everything Honda believed about engineering. It should be reliable, efficient, and accessible to ordinary people. While other manufacturers focused on large, expensive bikes for wealthy enthusiasts, Honda targeted everyday commuters who needed affordable, dependable transportation. The Type D featured Honda's innovative design philosophy: engines that ran cleaner, transmissions that shifted smoother, and overall construction that could withstand Japan's challenging roads and weather conditions. Sales grew steadily as word spread about these reliable little machines. Honda wasn't just building motorcycles. He was creating a new category of personal transportation. His vision was becoming reality. Quality engineering could indeed improve people's daily lives while building a successful business. Chapter 6: The American Dream Challenge. In 1959, Honda made a decision that shocked the motorcycle industry. He would take on Harley-Davidson in their home market. American motorcycles were big, loud, and associated with rebellious, leather-clad bikers. Honda's small, quiet, efficient bikes seemed like toys in comparison. The famous advertising campaign, "You meet the nicest people on a Honda," was born from necessity. Honda needed to change American perceptions about who could ride motorcycles. Instead of targeting tough guys, Honda marketed to families, students, and professionals. The Honda 50 Super Cub became a sensation not because it was the most powerful bike, but because it was the most practical. It was affordable, reliable, and so easy to ride that anyone could master it. American dealers initially resisted, believing that small bikes wouldn't sell, but Honda's persistence paid off. Within a few years, Honda dominated the American motorcycle market. The company had proven that understanding customer needs was more important than following industry traditions. Innovation meant giving people what they actually wanted, not what manufacturers thought they should want. Chapter 7: The Four-Wheel Revolution. Honda's entry into automobile manufacturing in 1963 was met with skepticism and outright hostility from established car makers. Critics argued that motorcycle companies couldn't possibly understand the complexity of automotive engineering. Honda proved them spectacularly wrong with the S500 sports car, which showcased the company's racing-derived technology in a street-legal vehicle. But Honda's real breakthrough came with the Civic in 1972. A small, fuel-efficient car that arrived just as the oil crisis made gas-guzzling American vehicles suddenly unappealing. The Civic embodied Honda's core philosophy: intelligent engineering that provided practical solutions to real problems. It was reliable when American cars were plagued with quality issues, economical when fuel was expensive, and well-built when consumers were tired of constant repairs. Honda didn't try to compete with Detroit's biggest cars. Instead, they created a new category that prioritized efficiency and reliability over size and power. The Civic's success launched Honda into the global automotive big leagues and established the template for modern compact cars worldwide. Chapter 8: Racing Spirit and Innovation. Honda's racing philosophy was simple but revolutionary. Competition drives innovation, and innovation improves products for everyone. From Formula One to MotoGP, Honda viewed motorsports not as marketing expenses, but as development laboratories. Every race was an opportunity to test new technologies under extreme conditions, pushing engines, materials, and designs to their limits. When Honda entered Formula One in 1964, they faced ridicule from European manufacturers who had dominated the sport for decades. Honda's response was typically bold. They developed engines that were not only competitive but often superior to established competitors. Racing victories translated directly into better street vehicles. Technologies developed for the racetrack, from VTEC variable valve timing to advanced aerodynamics, eventually appeared in Honda cars and motorcycles available to consumers. This philosophy created a virtuous cycle. Racing success enhanced Honda's reputation, which increased sales, which funded more racing development, which led to better products. Honda proved that excellence in competition and excellence in manufacturing were not separate goals, but complementary aspects of the same commitment to engineering perfection. Chapter 9: Global Empire and Legacy. By the time of Soichiro Honda's retirement in 1973, his company had become a global phenomenon with manufacturing plants on multiple continents. Honda's management philosophy was as innovative as his engineering approach. He believed in promoting talent based on ability rather than age or connections, and he encouraged employees to challenge conventional wisdom. The company's expansion into markets worldwide demonstrated that Honda's principles, reliability, efficiency, innovation, and customer-focused, transcended cultural boundaries. From motorcycles in Southeast Asia to luxury cars in North America, Honda products earned reputations for quality and dependability. The Accord became one of America's best-selling cars, while Honda motorcycles dominated markets from Europe to Africa. Honda's success proved that a company founded by a blacksmith's son in rural Japan could compete with, and often surpass, manufacturers with centuries of history and vast resources. The key was never accepting that good enough was actually good enough, and always believing that engineering excellence combined with understanding customer needs would ultimately triumph over tradition, politics, and established market positions. Chapter 10: Thank you, and next episode. Thank you all for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Which era of finance story in history would you like to see us cover next? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. I would also like you to subscribe for more videos.